If you're like me, you've been swarmed and bombarded with video after video of this great new game that just released, Helldivers 2. I mean, this game looks cool, but I'm more of a Pokemon or Animal Crossing kind of guy, and normally games with fluffy creatures don't include guns or, fighting for your life. In fact, my parents didn't even let me play shooting games until way too late in life. If I get drafted tomorrow, my closest experience to simulated war is from playing Palworld or Civ 5. The point I'm trying to make is I'm bad at shooters, and sometimes just games as a whole, so why would I put myself in a war zone with no experience? Wait, one of my friends has this game? I can play with the boys just minus the S because it's only one of them? I'm in! Helldivers 2 was released February 8th, 2024 and sold over 5 million copies. It's also a sequel to the original Dune Part 1. No, I'm kidding, it's a sequel to the original Helldivers which sold 2 million copies. Like I said, I don't usually play these type of games, so take my perspective with a grain of salt and more realistically, just watch for the mess that will inevitably unfold. The goal of the Helldivers games is to eliminate the constant enemy threat which is taking over planets. This leaves you and your fellow Helldivers to liberate them. There are two species of enemies to fight. The first are Terminids, which are bug-like creatures, and the second are automatons, better known as robots. This battle goes far beyond the missions that I'll be taking on, as although your party can have up to 4 members, the multiplayer aspect of this game is massive behind the scenes. You are constantly liberating and losing planets. It is very important that we remember that we are the smallest cog in this massive machine. Now that we all understand that we don't matter and life is meaningless, these are a few goals that I would like to complete by the end of my journey. Number 1, not dying. The afterlife is a joke and I don't believe in it. I will not take the disrespect of dying in a video game. Simply, I am better than that. Number 2, not a single instance of friendly fire. Come on, do I seem like a guy who would summon an airstrike and not call it out? Let's be real. And number 3, never abandon a mission. I don't care how hard it gets, I will see every mission out to its end, and that's a promise. The game starts off with a tutorial, and although I won't bore you with the details, I'm kind of the best they've ever seen. We're granted a ship that we're able to name, so I'll be saving planets alongside the mother of the people. Big thank you to Michael for teaching me how this game works and for steering the ship as we head out to our first mission to eradicate automaton forces. Seems violent, I'm excited. One of the first things I do in this mission is almost cap Michael in the back of the head, emphasis on the almost. I was just getting the hang of things and he's fine, right Michael?
But it's okay, I lived.
See, fine. Overall, this was a pretty straightforward mission, kill things, although there was a few rough patches like when I couldn't zoom into my scope for my sniper. It was a settings issue before you guys start calling me dumb, although I did hold on to it for way too long after realizing it was basically useless. An unexpected explosion along with a misunderstanding of what keys did led to what I can only describe as a terrifying foursome with me as the main attraction. Also, note to future Sean, be careful where you land. This, for example, is a bad spot. I never had hope for that goal anyway, it was a joke, scratch it off and we're not talking about it. After getting the last few kills and pretending like I knew what I was doing, I had a little snap back to reality as no, I actually have no idea what's going on.
You'll open your stratagems. That's your map control, I believe it is.
Oh dear god, I'm useless, and I'm sorry. This was the only automaton mission I played as our next expedition was killing unborn bug children, or as the game calls it, a purge hatchery. Now, silly little me saw the smallest bug nest and thought that our mission was to destroy those. No, what we actually have to go up against is jump scares when picking up items and friendly fire, but the latter was my fault. After being chased across the map by bugs, we made our way back to destroy the eggs, and once again, stop walking in front of gunfire. After clearing out the first objective, it's time to make our way to the next one, but we stopped to complete some side quests along the way. The side quests can be clearing out other nests, destroying radio towers, and quite a lot of other options too. We get to the second objective and it's really not that much of a challenge. We are running this on difficulty level 3 or medium, so my failure up to this point is most definitely a skill issue, don't get me wrong. But damn it, even a broken clock's right 2 times a day. That analogy doesn't really work here, but shut up. I'm just happy that I'm avoiding friendly fire. As in doing it, I've walked in front of gunshots and explosives multiple times.
Yeah, kill me.
That's cap. Cap means lie. I want you to know, I took full responsibility until looking back at this footage, because if we take a look, so that's my first grenade, and as I'm about to throw my second, what's this? It looks like somebody threw one first. First explosion, second explosion. I might be petty, but that wasn't friendly fire. Then we both got mauled to death. It was time to evacuate, so we headed to the extraction point. And while we waited, we had a few close calls but managed to beat the odds and get out safely. Our next mission was to eradicate the Terminid swarm, or like I said earlier, kill things. I tried out one of the shotguns for the first time, and I will not be turning back. Also, say hello to these giant bile spewers. That's not fair, I wasn't ready. They're not normally that bad, but if you don't know they're there, you're kinda screwed. The mission wasn't that hard, and I think I'm starting to get the hang of things. Just maybe don't dive off of a building and break your neck. It was a very sketchy extraction this time, and as much as I tried to bring Michael back with me, things didn't exactly go to plan. We ran another egg go boom mission, and because we already did one of these, I'll be quick. We terminated an illegal bug broadcast, got my ass eaten by some bugs, and had some poor communication. Just an idea, but I think we should start calling things out before they explode.
Watch out, Michael.
Oh.
God damn it, mark it off the list. We cleared both nests without anything of interest really happening. Also, extraction went perfect. Moving on. We probably could have bumped up the difficulty at this point, believe me, we will. But until then, we're supposed to eliminate chargers. Now you may be asking, what's a charger? But what I'm wondering is why does my friend keep killing me? We nuked a rogue research station. You might be wondering, what were they researching? The cure for cancer. Anyway, chargers are these giant roly-polies that will just run you down until you get bashed against a rock and break your spine. Then they'll do it again. Unless you have a rocket launcher like the one that doesn't kill it here, your best odds are to just pop a cap in its ass repeatedly. And just a quick reminder, you are never safe. Holy! Talk about jump scares. Eventually Michael got another shot on it with his rocket launcher, so it's dead now. I, on the other hand, was a bit preoccupied and missed it, so I apologize. But when we found the next one, oh my god! I was forced to lay down the cover fire so Michael could reload, and I know it might sound a little bit silly, but maybe don't leave your back to the giant thing trying to kill you. Once again, big explosives work, but I miss it because this time I was getting murdered. I'm sure extraction would have went great if it didn't block me from throwing a grenade. I hesitated, it's my fault, but damn, it's embarrassing. We decided to follow it up with another charger mission, and hopefully I can partake or at least view the killing blow. I started getting run down again, but this time I was getting hit so hard it caused my game to lag. We also had the genius idea for me to hold the ammo for the rocket launcher in order to help reload.
Where's my boy? I can't reload!
In what world was that a good idea? After my death, Michael was able to pick up the ammo off of my corpse, but that doesn't mean another shot kills. No. You know what does kill though? This charger to me. Don't worry though, because this time I almost saw the killing blow. See, it was right around that rock, and that was friendly fire. Oops. I also got my hands on a grenade launcher, and I am in love. I can finally do stuff to the chargers now. I finally got to see its death. Not just that, I got to partake in it. Our next mission was to retrieve launch codes before running across the entire map in order to launch a giant missile into the sky. Let's pretend everybody lived, it's better that way. After that, I was high enough level that I could unlock my very own grenade launcher. At this point, the consensus was, this feels too easy, bump up that difficulty. Normally, I think we'd be fine. This planet, however, is hell. This thing in particular, ouch. Some fun facts, it can turn invisible, it can outrun you, and you will die. Over, and over, and over again. It got so bad, we ran out of all of our reinforcements, forcing Michael into what we now dub the run and regen strategy.
If you can do this for 30 more seconds, I can come down and die.
I did later get revived, it just happened to be in front of a charger, so let's just say things didn't work out. But failure or not, we were still there until the end of the mission. Speaking of failure...
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. What?
Run! He's on my ass.
Even though we succeeded this time, I just felt exhausted, and it only got worse over the next two missions. Between having grenades thrown at me or branches apparently blocking mine, getting constantly beat down by bugs, friendly fire, did I mention friendly fire? Also, one time I fell in a hole, I was tired, and although I have no answers as to why, I have a pretty good guess.
Oh, watch the nade, might be rolling towards you.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, it also doesn't really help me exploding you when I say watch the nade and you just continue to stand there shooting.
I understand this is a war zone and I shouldn't feel comfortable, but I feel less secure around my teammate than I do the bug. No actual hate, but what is this?
I'm trucking this. Behind you, run towards me.
Is this payback from the one time you ran into my orbital strike? I'm sorry, please stop. Our final mission is to eliminate the Bile Titan, and with the trouble that the Chargers and the Stalkers were giving us, this can't be much worse. With my trusty grenade launcher in one hand and my pain-afflicting ally by my side, we set out for our final journey.
Yeah, this gun sucks. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a fucking big...
So anyway, we found an artillery gun we had to load ammo into. While we were there, I started to see a few bugs, which is weird because I swear we cleared this place out. It wasn't very long after that, I turned my head away for a second just for this giant creature to appear. The Bile Titan. The fear set in and I just kept shooting at it, but looking at this thing, it's not going down easy. Or I guess it is. We had finally fought our way out of the horde when all of a sudden we got kicked from our mission. Apparently Steam went down for a bit, which normally would be whatever, but if you're looking at our goals, damn. So that was my experience with Helldivers 2, and honestly, it's a really fun game. Do I think I would have enjoyed it as much as I did playing alone or with randoms? Probably not, but for looking and playing as well as it did, especially with the $40 price point rather than the $60 to $70 most big games have become, I'm very happy with it. Like I said, this isn't the style of game I'm used to playing, and by no means am I good at it. Honestly, my big fear about releasing this video is seeing how some of the player base seems to like to act. At the end of the day, I think we need to understand that this is just a game and there's no reason to have a meltdown over it. Whether you don't like players being in whatever sectors they're in, or if you're upset over the patch notes because your favorite weapon got nerfed, I don't see the big issue. Then again, this is a very stressful war, and according to the internet, I'm part of the problem because I was fighting the bugs. My bad. I hope you guys are okay with me playing newer games too. Honestly, my main reason for doing this is because one of my friends had the game, and I'm like, oh, I can play with you and make a video out of it. So, I hope that's alright. As always, if you have a suggestion for a video you'd like to see, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. I might not always respond, but I do always see them. Thank you all, this has been so much more successful than I could have planned, and I hope I can keep making content that you guys enjoy.